Want to start today. What I want to do, talk about today, is looking for the signs in front of you, looking for what's going on in your life. And if we do that in our life, we look for the signs, the vibrations that propel themselves in front of us. And that's through our everyday walk in this life. It's not because we we have to concentrate constantly within our lives to try to find something. It appears. If you walk out your house and see an owl, then the next day you see another owl pass your car. Then you see somebody with an owl on their shirt. The symbols, the symbology will show up. When I teach my mediumship class, I always teach people set your psychic vocabulary. And that's by setting what things mean to you, how they produce themselves in your vibration. You might love a yellow car. I might think a yellow car might not be good. I might think a whole different vibration of that scenario. But you think, oh yeah, it's this. Figure out what things mean. So that when spirit does show them to you, you don't have to spend like 20 months or something or 2 years going, wonder what that meant. Allow yourself to look at the signs ahead of you, see where your guides are trying to lead you. It always comes down to connection to a higher sense of consciousness. That's what it really comes down to, a higher sense of consciousness, of allowing yourself to get ourselves out of the way when we're looking. Because when you ask spirit, when you tell spirit, I really want this, I really need this, but then we don't watch, we don't look for the signs, because sometimes spirit will just throw it at us, they'll just slap us with it. But most of the time, it just kind of is down the road as something enters the path, becomes a part of the path. And as we move down the path, it joins us on the path. It wasn't here when we started the walk, but the spirit allows it to hit the path ahead of you, down the path. So we have to realize that everything has I don't want to say synchronicity to it, a vibration to it, but it's by keeping track. I always keep track of things, especially if they're more repetitious with me, and I see them and I have a connection, I write them down. I put them on a piece of paper just to keep track, to make sure that I'm getting what spirit's trying to tell me. Sometimes they play like 24 questions over there, and you're going, okay. So as a medium, you really want spirit just to walk in and say, my name is so-and-so. I died at this time, at this day, and I was married to so-and-so, and my blah, 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 blah. That'd be awesome. Oh my God, it would just be so awesome. But most of the time, it's all these symbols and different things that appear in front of us to get our attention, allowing us to see it as more feel it or sense it or connect to it. So it allows us to see that vibration. So if we teach ourselves to listen, what I taught class last week, it was more of the three things. So if I see a car, I see a fire off in the woods, and I see a peach tree. Now, from the car, fire in the woods, and the peach tree, I have to give you a reading. Now, I just saw those symbols. Those are just appearing in my vibration. No, I've got to give you the reading. I've got to talk to you about what I just saw. But if I just tell you, I saw this car, and I saw this fire in the woods, and there was a peach tree sitting off in the corner of the yard. God bless you, dear. You're going to look at me and go, what are you, crazy? What are you, nuts? So, but it's when I try to explain it, how it radiates within the vibration with you, then the symbols make sense. It might not make sense to you, but the symbols make sense to me, because that's what Spirit's trying to show me. And that's our everyday life. It's these symbols, these vibrations that appear within our auric field. When we're looking at it, when we're putting it in motion, and we're saying, yep, that's exactly what I want to see. Then ask your guides to, if you're not seeing it as much as you think you should see it, then talk to them. When we do mediumship, we're always communicating, we're talking to you, we're giving you the messages. But as we talk to you, we talk to spirit within our head. We're talking to two places at one time. We're listening, we're talking to you too. So the vibration is just as a multitude You've got to chew gum and walk at the same time when you're doing mediumship, because you're trying to talk to spirit, you're trying to listen to spirit, but you're also trying to talk and give the reading and give the connection to the reading. And when you're, and most of this whole vibration with mediumship is mostly because of you, not because I have to say, yeah, you're gonna be a medium and you're going to work as a medium, put your sign out, you read. No, mostly the vibration of reading is I use most of my readings for myself. When I ask spirit, I'm using my capabilities as a medium for my own being to allow me to see the path ahead of me, allow me to adjust the path, to walk in a certain way. That doesn't take too much skin off my body, as I don't get myself too abused as I walk that direction. And if you are getting abused, you say, this is awful, this is terrible, this is not, then ask your guides for the signs, for the different path, the different vibration that you can go down. It's when we allow ourselves to connect to that consciousness, that vibration within us, that higher self, that higher connection. It's for us. We can allow people to change our direction. But if you stay true to your higher vibration, your connection to you stay true to that, then you're going to stay in the right direction. If anything taught us in the last 2 years in our lives, of individuals and what direction they went off on, and thank God some of us didn't follow some of the people on their direction. We followed our heart. We followed our direction. Not because somebody told us that that was the best direction to follow. I will take your direction under advisement. I will. But I will follow my true path, my true direction, what was meant for me. So you have to decide what's your true direction, what's your true vibration. No matter all the clutter and all the vibration going on around you, what is your true point? Where are you pointing yourself towards? What do you want to see in the next 5, 10 years? How do you see your life? How do you connect? When I do readings, people say, Lewis, I have no idea what I want. I have no idea where I'm going. I have no. You need to sit and ask yourself, what do you see in a 5-year, 10 years from now? Even in Casadega here, we have a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan for the organization. Think of yourself as an organization. 5-year plan, 10-year plan. What do you feel, where you think you should be? Start talking to your guides now. Allow them to adjust things onto your path up the future to get you to where you feel I should be there. If you don't, your guides will literally just kind of, they'll just kind of do this little vibration within the woods. You do this little vibration, and you'll sit in place. You'll just run in place. But it's the symbols, the vibration of symbols that have a strong connection. And when I teach the symbols of life cycles, the 9 years, the 9-year cycles of how you move through these cycles throughout your life, they're ones that were given to me by my guide Jeff and Lucerne and other guides that have followed me through my development as a mediumship. They were taught to me many years ago, and I've always been taught that our life lessons, our life encouragements, our life vibration on this earth plane were given to us long before we arrived here. They were put on a table, and we decided exactly what we wanted to see and what we wanted to do before we entered this earth plane. And during this lifespan that you have in this lifetime, we have this direction, this destination within our life. There's symbols that appear along the path to get you where you need to be in that particular cycle. So as you move down the path, first year is when your guides allow you to run, collect what you need. So if you're 28 years old, 2 and 8, 10, 1 and 0, 1, first year. So first year of the cycle, run through the situation. Pick up whatever you feel is best for you, what you feel is best for you. Allow your guides to try to show you, and they will. They'll try to bring things off the shelf, try to get you to where you need to be, and collect and set the foundation. Second year is when you allow yourself, you sit still everything will come towards you. Finish setting the foundations you're going to build on all the way to the end of the cycle. So you decide on what you want to propel in here, what you want to place in this cycle. Third year is when your guides take you away from the foundation. You are poured the cement for the foundation. The foundation has been set. This is when you go out and buy the building material to build on the foundation. So you're allowing yourself to look at what is being put in front of you, because your guides will take you in your third year exactly to where you need to be. But along those symbols, the vibrations that are appearing in that time slot are appearing for you. They're giving you that information that you need to venture the path and build and get the right building material to build on that. You get your fourth year, your head will go down and you will build. Everything in your life will come straight at you. Things you need to build with, they will be placed in front of you. And you pick things up. I tell people fourth year, pick things up that doesn't work for you, it doesn't work, it doesn't fit this vibration, doesn't mean it's not going to fit. It just means at this point in your life, it's not ready. Just set it down and move on to something else. Fifth year of the cycle is when you allow yourself to sit at the top of the mountain. Everything in your vibration will come up the mountain towards you. Everything. When you start to look at what you place in your cycle for the first 4 years. So you're looking for those symbols, the vibrations that are appearing in your life in the fifth year. So your guides allow you to see everything. Everything comes up the hill towards you. Then you get to be in your sixth year. Sixth year, you're away from collecting, putting things in motion, getting things set. You have set the foundation. You have set what you're building with. Now you're in the place, and now you have to build what you placed here. Seventh year, you get an opportunity to take whatever you're building with it and recreate it. Eighth year, purging, throw away, set things in motion, get things set, get things done. But that is the time that you actually do that. But eighth year is a year of closure, of vibration. Most people pass to spirit in their eighth year. They change jobs, they get divorced, they move to a different state, they do all kinds of things. People, it's a purging, a situation of purging in your eighth year. Ninth year, we group, get ready for the cycle. But these are all symbols that appear through these cycles. Then when you get to your first year, you get to go through the store again. You have to go try to find, you have to do all over again. You have to recreate what you're building with. They'll plow down the foundation, and let you run on the property that's all cleared out and say, what do you want to build now? Do in your vibration. What do you want to do in your vibration? What do you want to do in your, what do you want to do in your vibration at that time period? See, the symbols, the situation is symbols. If you collect a book in a vibration, somebody gives you a book and you start reading the book, and there are aspects within the book that radiate to you. But some of the book might not, doesn't really quite fit you. You're not really in tune with the situation. Those are things you don't need to collect and put in the foundation with you. That includes people. People will arrive in your life bringing their little suitcases. You can collect them. You can allow them to drop the suitcases off. Or you can wish them well as you move past them. But don't take on things because you feel like, oh, if you feel you need to take something on in your life, then make sure that what you're taking on and it fits your vibration. Individuals will always ask me, well, how do I know? I just think it should work. It's when you give it energy. And you're looking for the signs ahead of you. What is the energy transposing? You get out of your car and the first thing you start to open your door and almost a car runs you down. Then you have this whole vibration of situations within your life. Things are regrouping, resetting, resetting within the vibration. You're trying to find your purpose in every cycle. So it's when people enter your life, don't believe that you are the savior, that you are like, oh my God, I'm going to save them. So we get ourselves in trouble when we think we're going out to save something. We're going to redo the situation. We're going to save something in the vibration. We have to allow ourselves to understand that we are in this whole situation within our lives, this whole connection within our lives of truly understanding the true purpose. You're on this journey. This journey in this lifetime is to follow a course that you've set in motion. The blueprint has been set for you. As you move in this lifetime, it is not the blueprint you have to worry about because you chose that, you looked at it, you studied it, and you know exactly how you are going to manage it. It is not the life lessons come from that. It is your journey to that. That is our free will and choice. That is our free will of how we arrive at that destination. And it's through the symbols that Spirit tries to help us. Think of your life right now as you get a whole car full of crazy people. Some are sane, some aren't listening to you, some are sleeping, and some are trying to navigate the path with you. But you got a whole car full. And during that time, some people will wake up, start to say stuff, different things will happen with the vibration, but they're trying to direct you the best they can through symbols, through signs ahead of you. And that's what you're really looking for. Through mediumship, through anything else that you do in this world, is through looking at that repetition of situations that appear within your life. I could tell you, go do this, go do that, go do this. But still, it still comes down to that whole vibration. If you want to do it, it should fall into place like that for you, giving it energy. When we do a reading, when I do a reading, and I'm connecting to the spirit world, the reading has to flow. Now, at first, you might not recognize the spirit. You might not recognize something that's bringing you. But as I keep going with traveling with the reading, things will start to come clear. Same thing with your cycles and different things in life. Sure, at first you might say, I don't know, that's, but as you give it energy, as you propel energy within the situation, it will take legs. It will do what it needs to do. Then you will see if it fits you. Not because I tell you it should fit. Not because I tell you, oh my God, that's going to fit you. It's allowing yourself to find that true understanding of you. Because we live this life not to just plain adjust here or adjust that. We're here to adjust this earth plane to help because just us breathing, just us being on this earth plane affects this earth plane. But by you being here, you also affect the spirit world. As above, so below. You're affecting your gathering of spirits. You're affecting the situations on the spirit world. So when you do things here, it affects there. So as you move the path, and don't think that all this whole vibration loss has been bad. It's been an awful, crazy life. Oh, it's been terrible. It's when we keep venting our situation into it. I love getting people that said, Lewis, I have a bad childhood. Every time you see that, it's something bad. It's always something bad. It's always something terrible. It's always something, oh my God. And it's this constant building on that negativity, that pain, that sorrow, that stuff within your field, allowing yourself to be miserable for years and years and years, and then come to find out there was nothing to it to begin with. There's nothing to it. But we've suffered for all these years. I had a lady that said, Lewis, my mother hates me. Since she passed, she hates me. And I had a strong connection with her mother, and her mother didn't hate her. And she had this awakening that her mother didn't hate her. But she suffered with that for almost 40 years. That she was so intent that her mother hated her, but suffered through for 40 years. So out of 40 years of her life, instead of making the right path, right direction, she still got down the path, but not as much light and much beautiful energy as she should have had. It's not that your spirit won't let you get too far off the path anyway, because you have to get to the destination. But they want that path to be like ocean, water, beautiful beach sand, gorgeous sunshine, walking the beach, having a wonderful time. They don't want you in a thunderstorm, thinking that any moment you're going to be struck by lightning. They don't want that. They want you to be happy. Your spirits that are on the other side are part of your village. Once you enter this earth plane with you, are part of your village. What they did in your life, what happened in your life, was to affect the village. It was affect that part of the spirit world. If they're not going to come here and disrupt your whole life, destroy the whole vibration of your life, because it affects the village. It affects them. All the things going on in the earth world today, all the things going on today. We think, where is God? Oh my God, where is God? It's not where God is. God is here. Like the footprints in the sand. When you didn't see any footprints, it's when I carried you. A lot of times, Spirit is carrying us, holding us. We allow individuals to allow their energy to affect Earth situations. But Spirit is always in control, always. Because things happen the way it's supposed to happen. We don't think it should be that way, but it's a vibration. It affects the whole, as above, so below. But we have to look at the signs. The signs for things happening in the earth, they're coming for years. They've been coming for years. Then all of a sudden, it's just this whole vibration. All of a sudden, there's like an explosion. The situation's going on. Volcanoes don't erupt every day, but people know that there's something going to happen to those volcanoes at some point. Things in the world are going to happen, not because God makes it happen, because man has picked the path and journeyed down that path to affect the earth energy. Now that earth energy has to be affected, so then it affects us, it affects the spirit world. If it's not supposed to happen, I always explain in my life, if it's not supposed to happen the way it's supposed to happen, then spirit will move heaven and earth to move it in the right direction. We don't see the signs of vibration. We have all the countries in the world joined together against one country. It's unspeakable that all of them would agree, that we all agreed that we should do this. It's just this power vibration that's happening now. Even though we have the war in Ukraine right now, it's that whole vibration of energy being sent out from four corners of the earth plane and the universe and spirit world being focused towards this to bring it to a peaceful situation. People pray there's people pray at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock at night. Hundreds of thousands of people pray at certain times of the day to affect the universal energy, to affect the earth energy. I pray every day at 8. I pray at 8 o'clock at night. I send out universal energy out into the universe, out into the spirit world, to be used to affect whatever needs to be affected in a very positive way. It's that we have to see ourselves as positive energy, as positive vibration. But sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't see that vibration. We don't see that connection in our life. We don't. What we see is we say, oh my God, this happened. Oh my God, this happened. And we wear all this stuff that happened to us on our body instead of just letting it go. Most things that have happened in our life are things that were supposed to happen at that moment, not to linger around the yard for years and years to come, but for us to look at it, put it out next to the street, let it go. It's when we linger with it. We linger with it. I think that some clients, some people I have, they're like cats playing with a toy. They've got a lizard, they don't want to kill it right away, but they just want to just kind of play with it. And sometimes we just take things. We're like the cat with the lizard. We don't want to kill it, we don't want to eat it, we just want to play with it. And we keep playing with it until we eventually know the thing. we all know, somebody had a question, do we know our life purpose in our life purpose in the life purpose in the connection, um, the fifth year that they're asking, it starts, I'm in a year of one of my fifth cycle, meaning year nine was my first cycle. Uh, so 10 year, when you were 10 years old, you went in your first cycle. 9 years old was you're at the end of the cycle. So, and you started when you were born, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 10, 11, 12. That goes through our life every 9 years. You start a new cycle. The fifth year is usually when your guides stop you. They make you look at what you placed in your life, placed in your vibration. And then they go, everything's coming up the hill towards you, take what you want. So if you're in your first year of a cycle, it means that you're collecting things. You are this collector now. You get to be very particular what you throw in the foundation. I have clients that will throw everybody else's stuff. Oh, I got to take care of so and so. Now I got to take this, and I got to do this. So, first year should be about you. It's about your vibration, not everybody else's situation. I think it's cute. I had that one story one time. I had a lady come to my office, and she goes, "Louis, I want to be healthy for my children, my two girls out there. They just need me so badly, Lou." Then she got out of the office. I gave her a reading. The two girls came in. Her two daughters came in together. First thing they asked is when mom's going to die, because they got insurance. They want to make sure they get the insurance money, but they don't want to keep paying on the premiums if she's not going to die soon. And this is mom. We're praying that she was going to be healthy for her kids, healthy for yourself, healthy for you, healthy for your vibration. Prosperity for you. What can you personally accept in life as far as health, vibration, situations, and things you like in your first year? Your second year, there's something you need and you've missed. Your guides will show you. That's the signs that appear in front of you. Sometimes we get all situated. We go, what are the signs like? Well, these are signs that appear repetitiously in your life. Because animal totems, if you look at animal totems are animals that appear in your vibration through your totem as you need them. Want to know what your animal totem is now in your life? Ask your guides, leave your house, walk around, see what appears in your vibration. Here in Casadega, we've had an influx of vultures and buzzards. That is not my spirit animal. They just happen to be here. That's all. They just happen to be wandering in the space. But if we allow ourselves to watch repetitionally what shows up around us, and then see what our spiritual animal, our spiritual meaning of our animal totem is at this point in our life. What do we need to look at? Is there something we need, something we lost? I always tell my guys, is there something I've missed, something I should be looking at, something I personally should be putting in motion at this moment? Please show me. That allows me to look, because I know sometimes I get a little thick. I'm not looking. I'm doing my best to look, but sometimes I just say, maybe I missed it. Maybe I just walked past it. But then I just tell them every once in a while, there's something I'm missing. Could you please show me? Especially in your first and second years, when you set that foundation for the rest of the cycle. Usually you're setting the foundation. If you say, well, I don't care if I'm healthy or not, I don't care. No. Health should be in that first foundation. Money, prosperity, growth, relationships, whatever you're looking for in your life should be in the foundation. Even though you're not going to use it maybe at this moment, but it's there. My grandmother used to always tell me, you always ask for prosperity and health when you're healthy. You don't wait till you're sick. Then you're begging. The doctors are telling you crazy stuff, and little things are going on in your life, and then your mind plays tricks on you. You don't have any money to pay your bills, and you start getting nervous. The energy field starts getting crazy. So now you're begging for money. You're begging for health. You're not asking anymore. Now we're into a begging situation with spirit. Then spirit's trying to help us, but our mind is going 1,000 miles an hour. So while you're healthy, while you have prosperity, relationships, some of us either have people in our life that are supposed to be in our life and they want to travel the world with us, and God bless. Then we have other people we got to carry. We are like the pack mule. we got all the junk up on us. We got all the stuff here, and now we got to carry them down the path. Then we get disturbed because that is what we asked for. We asked for somebody that's not fully assembled, not too crazy, somebody that I can rebuild and I can help and I can reshape. And we get them. So you ask for somebody that's fully assembled, somebody that's self-sufficient. Even though you might want to take care of them, they should be self-sufficient. So just in case you need a little extra cash, they should be self-sufficient. They shouldn't have too many crazy relatives that come visit and too much crazy in their family. I always tell people, you're gonna get married, gonna have a relationship, have somebody in your life, drive by their home and see what lives there. See what is visiting their home before you make a decision. See where they are at that vibration. If their relatives are too crazy for you, remember, they will be at your house once you're in the relationship. So make sure that you're comfortable with the whole picture. Because we don't get involved. I'm in Castiga. I didn't get involved with just spiritualism, mediumship. I get involved with the whole vibration. Now I can allow the whole vibration to affect me, or I can walk by, smile, wave, and just be on my path. I leave it go. That's what I said here. When people come and say, we have a lady here that'll take all her medicine. She wants to put it on the table at breakfast. Wants everybody to see all her medicine, how sick she is, how ill she is. And she wants us all to see it. And why? Why wouldn't you want us to see you healthy? Why see that? See, it's when we look at things in our lives, the symbols that we are propelling. Ask yourself, is there something I'm doing, something I'm not doing that I need to do at this moment? There's something I'm doing that's affecting my well-being. Show me and watch what appears. There's always symbols by spirits, and once you tell them, they start to bring people, they start to bring situations and vibration to your life through the symbols of the vibration. So you allow them to work in that direction. Sometimes we just go down a path. Lions and tigers and bears are mine, and the flying monkeys. We're heading in there. Then we had say, well, what did I do? I didn't do anything. Yes, we did. What did you do? You did that. So it's when we're looking at these things that aren't working, lay the stuff down, venture to a different part of the store, and pick up what you need. Don't just keep traveling with the same vibration. Let it go. And if it's not life lesson or some kind of life challenge for you, spirit will move it. Don't take it away from you. But even if you do have a life lesson or a life challenge, doesn't mean you have to hit it full force. Doesn't mean that. When they gave me last rites, I was dying. I told my guys that, I don't accept this. No, I don't. No. We don't know. We need to revisit. And if I signed the contract, you need to bring it to me right now. I want to read it. I want to read the fine print, see what I got. I don't accept this. I can accept something else, but I can't accept this. And within weeks, I was getting a lot better. And they would say, oh, I'm a miracle kid. I'm a miracle kid. But I didn't accept it. I said, no. I don't accept this. Sure, if I have to be sick, doesn't mean I have to be this sick. No. I might be sick, but I don't have to be this sick. So the question is I might have to go through something in my life, but doesn't mean I have to go full force. I don't have to do that. So you tell them, I don't accept this. I don't know what you're doing around here. I don't know what I was doing or what I was thinking, but we need to have a little discussion here. You need to show me what I need to start thinking to move myself forward. And that's through the symbols of vibration of spirit. See, it's how you're watching how things are falling into place. How are they clicking? Because you might not see it today, tomorrow, the next day, but you'll see bits and pieces appearing on the path. Try to get your attention. But you guys can't drag you unless you've done something completely stupid and they're trying to save you. That's when they drop out, they're trying to save you. I love when people say, oh, I'm sending spirits back to the spirit world. I am a soul saver and all. Everybody goes back to the spirit world. The only thing that's left in a house, the only thing that's left in a vibration is the energy that was there when the person was there. there's a lot of negative stuff happening in your house, it's not the person's negative energy that is inhabiting that house. It's the energy that there was left behind. Not them. They've already moved on. They've moved to where they needed to be. We invite you and say, oh, I'm sending spirits to the spirit world. That always reminds me, many years ago, we used to have little cards. My grandmother was very Catholic, and she would have these cards, and you would give the priest $10 to pray somebody out of purgatory. And I thought that was awful cheap. I thought that was all. I thought when you got the purgatory, yeah, you were in there for a while. But $10 got you out. $10 of praying got you out of purgatory. Give it to the priest. But it's where the thoughts are in our vibration is where we are when we leave this earth plane. It's where we arrive in the spirit world. It's where we attend in the spirit world. Before we got here, we were sitting around a large conference table with our guides, looking at the blueprints, the vibration, the blueprints of this lifetime. We adjusted what we wanted to see, where we wanted to be, who we wanted to help, what we wanted to do, and down we came. We forgot to take the blueprints with us. The guides get the blueprints. They know exactly what you asked for. But it's how we arrived on the path, how we adjust that vibration in our lives. Remember, everything in your life has to deal with cycles, vibrations within our lives, cycles. If we allow the cycles to arrive and propel themselves in life, then we look at those. Everything comes as a connection, a vibration. It all is. Whether I'm speaking in church, whether I'm going away speaking, I'm doing a workshop, I'm doing this whole vibration, I'm still working with the group energy, the group vibrational energy. I could start talking about something in a group and that people would just shut me off. That wouldn't talk to me. If there's something that didn't match the group energy, the group consciousness. And through symbols, through the symbols, the signs on the path, you'll know exactly what you need to do. You don't want to enter a place that doesn't have your right thinking and start yelling and screaming things in that cycle. You're not going to get through to the people that are there. It's through these symbols that there's the vibration, the vibration and the situations within your life. Trust yourself. You're on a journey. The journey will transpose itself here within the next few years in your life. You'll get things pretty rapidly. If you have to make a decision quickly, your guides will hit you with symbols quickly, very extremely quickly in your auric field. But if you don't have to get there right away, they'll send pieces along the path, pieces in the vibration.
Calls will not be
people
answered.
in the vibration, people in the situation to allow you to get yourself to where you need to be. It's all just watching. I've been doing mediumship, talking to spirit, working with spirit most of my life. It's never been me directing the path. Never been me driving the wagon. I think I'm driving sometimes. I think I've got control of the wagon, but I never do. The wagon is always controlled by spirit. I have control of the reins. How much energy and how much power I put in those reins is where the spirit will take me. If I decide I need to stop, I will pull back on the reins and I will stop. If I have to move forward and I have to go, my guides will definitely make me move. They will make you move. And you might say, no, Lewis, I got free will and choice. Spirit is not going to make me move. Yes, they will. So if you have to go somewhere and someone is not supposed to follow you, you say, somebody, you'll get divorced. Your house will be taken back. Something will happen in your life that you'll have to move. You'll have to change location in life. Sometimes you have to go meet certain people. So I know why I lost my job. Yet you have to go find a different job because that is where the people are. There's situations happen in life because there's a vibrational situation going on. So we asked ourselves, is there something I've missed? Something you're trying to show me now? Something I should be paying attention to? Please show me. Please connect it to me so I can make sense of it. Sometimes we just get in that mode. saying, oh my God, it's terrible. Oh my God, it's awful. Oh my God, it's terrible. Oh my God, it's awful. If we allow ourselves to move in a higher sense of consciousness, and a positive sense of consciousness, not in a negative, but a positive sense of consciousness. I live in a positive sense of consciousness. I try my best to stay out of crazy stuff. Sometimes I get pulled in. I have to ask myself, do I need to really be here? Then I move myself out of it. Always ask yourself, are you able, are you supposed to be within this vibration? Are you? If not, adjust it. Talk to your guides. Talk, talk to your guides. Don't be afraid to talk to them. Talk to them plenty on the other side, around that conference table before you got here. You might have had years and years of conferences with them to figure out exactly what this lifetime was supposed to be. Because we only see the lifetime as this connection where you are, where you live, who's in your life, what you do, and what's around you at this very moment in your vibration. But this lifetime is just not that. This lifetime has a strong connection to the spirit world. It's how the spirit world evolves, how we move further into the spirit world. We are here mostly to adjust and raise the vibration of our group in the spirit world. And they in the spirit world are trying to raise our vibration too. And they replace us to bring the most positive energy, the most vibrational energy into that group. Sure, there's negative things that happen within the group, but they are to offset, to set in motion, to get things set, to set the energy within the group. Sure, your life might be crazy. You might have bad things happening, but it doesn't mean that it has to keep going in that direction. That's when you yell at your guides. That's when you tell them, stop it. I don't agree with this. I do not agree with this spirit. You need to fix this. Then allow them to fix it. Allow them to adjust the forward motion. But be watchful of what's happening. Because when I teach the symbols, it's not because I want you to know what every symbol in the world means, but I want you to understand the symbols that are appearing in front of you. What is getting your attention? How is your spirit working with you? How is it affecting your energy field? Sure, get in a group of people that are very negative. And within 5-10 minutes, you'll start to be negative. In a group of positive people, you'll start to be positive. It's where you place yourself. If you want to be negative, then go in that negative group and stay there. But then you will eventually be negative. You'll have this always, everything's wrong. The world's wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. I was people tell me, said, Lewis, how can you agree with the world? How can you see what's going on in the world? I see what's going on in the world. I know exactly what's going on in the world. I read, I do all this stuff. I know exactly what's going on in the world. But I can change the energy in the world by what I do, how I place my energy into the spirit world. That distant healing, that distant vibration of me sending energy out into the spirit world affects the world. And if hundreds and thousands of people do the same thing, it affects them in a very extremely positive energy. Sure, I could do my best. I think I can change it. But I know that the energy I send out is pure. It's good. It's going to uplift. It's going to encourage. And that's the symbols that you get in my life. If you have to do something, it'll keep showing up. It'll keep getting your attention. Years ago, before I moved to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, I asked my guys, I said, where do you want us? I didn't know where Lawrenceburg was. He didn't know where Waynesboro, Tennessee was. Didn't know any of that stuff. I said, you want me to move somewhere? You need to show me. 5, 6 weeks, everybody came to my office. Where are they from? Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. I had a picture show up on my internet. Show up right on the internet. I punched my internet open. I'd open up the web browser, and all of a sudden this picture of this house would show up. And I couldn't believe it. I didn't go to it. It just showed up. And we started researching this picture of where this house was. And it was in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. The house was for sale. And it was a sign. It was too much of a sign for me to ignore. It was Boom. So we ended up living there for a while until we had to come back here. And Spirit told us to come back here. Spirit arranged that vibration for us to be back here. I think our journey to Tennessee was not naturally for us. It was because a lot of people followed us to Tennessee and now are still living up there because we had to get them to where they needed to be. Sometimes in our lives, we might not be exactly where we need to be, and maybe we are there to affect others because they need to be there. Not because we need to be there. They need to be there. We are the catalyst to get them to where they need to be. It's through mediumship, it's this connection of this consciousness, of understanding how spirit works with you, that energy around your being. How do you feel with it? How do you sense with it? And when things work out really well and you go, oh my God, that's perfect. How do you feel? What is the feeling that your energy field collected when it worked out perfect? That's what you should watch for. Next time you're doing something, if that feeling arrives again in your auric field, you go, I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. I'm exactly where I need to be. Because that energy will be there in your auric field. Treat yourself with respect. Respect is this major thing. We can do all the natural laws, we can do all the universal laws, we can do all this stuff in our life. We can abide by everything in the universe. We have to have respect for ourselves. We allow ourselves to go in a thing or a situation in our life that takes us off bounds, it takes us off kilter in our lives, allows us to move in a different direction which wasn't really meant for us. Then that is the journey that we decided. I was always told when I would tell my grandmother, go, oh, grandma thinks I'm working too well. She would look at me and she goes, you know, you chose this. And I'd give her the most curious look. What do you mean I chose this? I didn't choose this. I didn't choose to have this happen in my life. But she said, yes, you did. It's the energy field that you are putting out into the spirit world is how you were directed the situation or direction that you were going to take. If you don't like the direction, tell spirit that you don't like it. But that is the direction you decided to take. What's happening in that direction is not what needs to happen. It's what you envision should happen. You can always change that vision by talking to your guides and watching the signs ahead of you. If we allow the signs to arrive, then we can allow ourselves to change our energy within our being. I went down today and cleaned up the whole church office, put everything away. It's lickety split, that's done. Easy peasy. Cleaned up the whole Davis hall. Went out there and did that. So easy peasy. Because it's where I was directed to make it happen. Spirit directs me. I go do. I tell people I hear voices. I listen to the voices. I do what the voices tell me to do. Now I've had to argue with them in my life. I've had to argue. I've had to have little discussions with my guides when I didn't agree with what they were telling me. I would have little discussions with them. But usually guides went out. I might want something different, but I need to be in a certain situation, so I have to be there. Nothing else was going to work. They wanted me back in this organization. Where I came back to this house I'm in now. Not the house I would have picked. By any means would I have picked this house I'm living in now. But it's the house I was supposed to be in. And it was temporary. All course of guides, temporary. The temporary house. So the question here is, I know the house I live in now is temporary. The guides have told me that. I don't know exactly where the next house is yet, but I know this house is temporary. I'm only here for the time that they need me here before I move on, move to where I need to be. I could be here another 10, 15 years, I don't know. But I am here as long as they're allowing me to be here. Then I go to where they tell me to go. And if we allow ourselves to have that true connection to spirit, that true connection to the energy of spirit, It's through the cycles I've said before. Year one, collect. Year two, finish setting the foundation. 3, collect the building. 4, head down building. 5th year, look at what you've collected. See what's coming up the hill towards you. Finish resetting what you're building with. The rest of the cycle, you follow a path you put in motion. Now, during the rest of that cycle, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th year of the cycle, you can have a come to Jesus moment with your guides. You can have a total down the heart discussion with them as you move forward. But allow your energy field, allow your vibration to sense if it's for you. Don't think that you're going out to change the world, change somebody's life, fix their whole vibration, fix them, fix the energy field. I was always taught you can't change anything, Lou. You can only change yourself. Change the energy field around me, and that energy field in turn will change others. Might not change, I don't have to change the whole world around me. I just have to adjust my energy field so it affects the world around me. I'm not change the whole world, but I am sending out enough energy to do whatever I need to do to make that come to fruition. And you have to believe that because everything's a purpose. We get back to the spirit world. You might go back to the spirit world. It's been a couple of years over there. Get back to the conference table. Go, but I didn't like the way we did the last lifetime. Let's do another one. Let's start working on another lifetime. Let's see what we need to do this lifetime. And maybe me talking today, maybe when you get back to the spirit world and you're having that discussion with your guides around that table, maybe you'll bring a scratch pad with you. Write down some directions in your vibration and slip it in your pocket before you get here. So you have some kind of idea of what's going on and what you decided to do. Through our deciding to do things, we think we're moving. But all the years I'm doing this, it's not us moving. It is spirit moving the situations ahead of us. And that is the symbols that appear in front of us. And as we look at the symbols is how we interpret them. And we personally move forward. Not because somebody else, it's somebody else's fault. It's my parents' fault. It's my relatives. It's the people I had at my job. It's all their fault. It's all this. No, it's not. It's how the energy field we placed in motion is then in turn affecting our lives. Don't like what's going on? Talk to your guides. You don't like what they're talking to you? Talk to some higher guides. Because I've said here, if all your guides are in the vibration with you, I've got all 10 to 15 guides meeting with you at this moment. Then your guides are having a board meeting and you were not invited. It means we got a problem. It means that you were not invited to the board meeting because you have done some crazy stuff and they want to try to get you back to path. When your guides are trying to drag you back to path, they don't hear screaming and hollering. You just come down the path. I had a lady many years ago, and I told her, I said, you're going to, me and Marie, we had a beautiful house. My guides kept looking at me, go, you're moving. You get out, put the sign, put the for sale sign up. I said, no, I'm not selling it. I like it here. I really like it here. I go out my back door. I could get blue crabs. I could pull them right out of the water. I could put them right in the pot. I could cook up blue crabs. My God, I could have them every day if I wanted. It was just a gorgeous little place where we lived. But I liked it. I really did. And seriously, it's gonna move, gonna move, gonna move, gonna move. I said, no, don't want to move. I like it where I am. Not soon after that, me and Marie went out, got back home. The house was on fire, burnt to the ground. I could hear my guide behind me say, yeah, we gave you every opportunity to move. Now you're gonna move. The week before that, we had put everything all our personal papers in this big cedar chest. And when we came back, the whole house was gone, except right in the center and the little smoke that was coming out of the center of the house. Everything was gone except for that cedar chest. And we opened the cedar chest. There's a little cinch mark on the top picture in that chest, but everything in that chest was saved. And I could hear my guides going, you know, we saved all the important stuff. You're going to replace the rest of it. You're going to move now, aren't you? And we had to have to move. But that was spiritually said, we're going to save stuff for you. We're going to fix it what we can for you, but you're going to move. And after that time that happened in my life, many times that happened in my life, through my life, I've understood that when they say that you're going to do this, I I kind of have a discussion with them, try to figure out how we're going to do it. But I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I just know. I like to know how it's going to happen. And that's what you're setting. Spirit will tell you this is happening. It's how it's going to happen. It's what I have free will and choice on. It's how I make the directions for it. So when I tell you to asked about your symbols in front of you, what do they mean to you? How are they getting your attention? Or they've been repetitious for years and you haven't really paid attention to them, but it's shown itself for years. Then ask your guides. Discern, he's very thin. Is there something I've missed, something I should be doing, something I should be putting in motion? Please show me. Now allow your guides to show you. If we have that strong connection, we're still connected to our higher self, into the spirit world. We're always connected to the spirit world. Always. Sure, we might not get all the information, but we're always connected. We're always connected. That information is always being downloaded as we walk, as we do our daily walk in our life. We're being downloaded into. It's when we learn how to listen to the downloads, the vibrations that are going on in our lives. So this week forward, just look at the symbols. What's appearing in your life? What's getting your attention? What's happening down the drain? If you see a red car, you see a red car again, you see a red car again, you say, oh my God, there's a red car. And somebody drives up to you and says, oh my God, I love you, come work for our company, and they're in a red car. You listen. I mean, so there's something with that whole scenario. Let's help me with that whole scenario. Watch and put your energy, put positive energy out. You'll attract positive people with you. You'll attract positive energy into your earth field. If you don't put out positive energy and you're always talking negative about yourself, negative about the situation, how bad situations are, you'll just attract people in your life that have bad, terrible situations going on in their life. Then it becomes a little pot of negative energy. And maybe I talk about that because we have little pods here in Castaneda, pods of negative energy. What you do is you just go past it. Give it like that. I don't dwell there. I don't dwell with that situation. I might have to walk past it, have it bother me for a few moments, but I don't have to go over and dwell in it. Remember, in your life, you don't have to go dwell in something. You might have to deal with it, might have to walk past it, might have to take a look at it, but doesn't mean you have to stay there. But look for the symbols ahead of you, and your life should be awesome. My life is awesome. I like where I am. I like what's going on. But I keep myself as positive as I can. My mother used to say, I will keep as positive as I can, but I know where the bodies are buried and I can take you out. So we always behave, we always made sure we minded our mom. Dad, we might not have minded him as much, but mom, yes. So the question with you is find out exactly where you need to be, watch the path, watch the symbols, allow yourself to find that true connection to you and the spirit world as you move forward this week, the weeks to come. And you never know. You might end up with so many positive people in your life, you just start to glow. And I want to thank you for listening today. We'll have this again next week. So tune in. I have my YouTube channel. So